So this session will be dedicated to discuss how Gajendra became perfect by the mercy of the Lord. How many of you heard about this pastime, Gajendra Moksha? This is a very famous pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam. Gajendra, Gaja means elephant. Gajendra and crocodile, pastimes of these two animals. And that became the part of Srimad Bhagavatam, the greatest Vedic literature. Why? Because they were connected with the Supreme Lord. So life becomes glorious when we become connected with the Supreme Lord. That is the glory of our lives. If we are not connected with the Lord, our life is not glorious. But when we are connected with the Lord, somehow or other, our life becomes glorious. So elephant became elephant and crocodile became crocodile because of some past activities. We should not think that anything happens by chance. Oh, he took birth as an elephant, he took birth as a crocodile. Nothing happens by chance. Everything has a cause. Law of karma is there. But we don't see that. Once, one man was walking on the street and saw a good restaurant, and there is a advertisement written that you can eat as much as you want in this restaurant. You don't have to pay the bill. Very attractive. Your grandson will pay the bill. That was a propaganda. So he thought, very good. He was hungry also. So he entered into the restaurant and ordered whatever best cuisine, enjoyed the food properly, nicely, and happily he was leaving the restaurant after enjoying the meal. And while he was leaving the restaurant, one person came with a bill. But this man was very upset. He said, outside of the restaurant is written, I don't have to pay the bill. My grandson will pay the bill. He said, yes, that is true. And why you are giving me the bill? Then he said, this is not your bill. This is the bill of your grandfather. So this is called law of karma. We cannot escape. But we think we can manage. We cannot manage law of karma. We can manage anything in this world, but we cannot manage the law of karma. So the elephant, the Gajendra, was a king, King Indradumna. And he was a very good king, pious king, Krishna conscious king, devotee king. So he was doing some meditation and spiritual activities. And who came? Agastya Muni came. And when Agastya Muni came, Indradumna Maharaj never gave any attention. did not even recognize him. So Agastya Muni became very upset. With who? Indradumna Maharaj. And he told that you are like a animal, like elephant. That's why you should take birth as elephant. That was the curse of Agastya Muni. Then come to the crocodile. Crocodile is the resident of Gandharva Loka. You know Gandharva Loka? They are very expert in singing. Those who are singing very nicely, they are incarnation from Gandharva Loka in this world, okay? Good singers. So that Gandharva's name was Huhu. Interesting name. What was the name? And he has a bad habit. He used to have a bad habit. What was the bad habit? The saintly people, those who are taking bath in the water, river water, he used to go and grab their legs and disturb them. So this is the activity of the crocodile, grabbing the leg in the water. The rishis thought this man is trying to do the service of the crocodile, so but in a wrong body. So he was cursed to become a crocodile. We should not think, oh, these are all stories, these are all histories. And this is the science of karma also. Prabhupada used to say, those who do not like to wear dresses, that tendency is very prominent nowadays. Those people will become trees in the next life. No need of dress. So every body has some purpose. And those who are very much attracted to be in the water, what they will become? Fish. Right? You can be very happy in tsunami also. Tsunami is dangerous for human beings, but for them is a festival. Tsunami festival. Enjoying life. This is the world we live in. So, Huhu became crocodile and Indradumna Maharaj became Gajendra. So this is the story about upper planetary system actually. Gajendra was enjoying. He had very huge family. So before coming into that discussion, we have to understand that offending great people is very dangerous. These two people offended the saintly personalities. And this has great consequences. But there is an advantage also. Because great personalities' curse turns into blessings, boon. That will come to know after hearing the first time. So lesson to be learned that we should be very careful while we deal with the great persons. We have to be very respectful and careful. These two personalities were not careful. That's why they offended the great persons and had to face the consequences of entering into lower species of life. So Gajendra was the king, and in the elephant body also he was like the king. He was the king of the elephants. And he was enjoying with his wives, other family members. And he came to a big lake, huge lake, and enjoying in the water. enjoying in the water is very nice entertainment, right? Parks, then water, the lakes, then ocean, sea, water bodies, that give a lot of enjoyment. Krishna himself enjoys in the water. Where? River Jamuna. Gauranga Mahaprabhu enjoyed, spent a lot of time. Where? In the Ganges and also in the ocean in Jagannath Puri. So water is a very wonderful place to experience joy of life. That's why elephant, although he was the animal of the land, he was enjoying in water. But in that water, there was a personality. That personality was that crocodile who was cursed. He used to live there. He started thinking, why in my area this man has come? Territorial fight. Nothing belongs to us, but we think this is my territory. Right or wrong? And that exactly happened. This is called pride of proprietorship. We think we are the owners. That is the cause of our problem. We are not the owners. Who is the owner? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktarang Jagatapasang Sarva Loko Maheshwaram Suidang Sarva Bhutanam Gyattamang Santi Mrichati. Krishna is declaring very boldly how we can be peaceful. This is called peace formula given by Lord Krishna himself. First line says, Bhaktarang Jagatapasang. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, why is the supreme enjoyer? Because he is the supreme proprietor. He is the proprietor of everything. And he is the well-wishing friend of everyone. If anybody can understand, realizes this, he will become peaceful immediately. But problem we have, we think we are the owners. We are the enjoyers. Nothing wrong to think like that. But we have to understand why we cannot be owners. What is the qualification to be an owner? Owner should be the controller. Who claims to be the owner, he should be the controller. We claim that this is my body, this is my house, this is my wife, this is my husband, this is my relatives, this is my country, this is my company. I and mine, I and mine, right? Nothing wrong to say like that, but we have to prove that we are the owners. If we are the owners, then we should be the controller. How many of you can control your body? Very good. He can control his body. Then I am telling you, please stop your death. Can you do that? Please stop your old age. But you raised your hand. How many of you want to become old? How many of you will become old? Hopefully, yes. Nowadays, before becoming old, people are dying, right? Because old age is a very relative term. What is old age? Proximity to death. That's why you are always old. That's why when we ask question, how old, asking about age, what we ask? We ask, how old are you? We never say, how young are you? I am 5 years old. I am 10 years old. I am 50 years old. But we think when we become more than 50 or 60, we become old. It's not like that. We are always old because any time we can die. We have no control. Right or wrong? How many of you chose your parents before taking birth? Because we have a tendency to be the controller, no? That's why I'm asking these questions. How many of you chose your parents? No? Really? Then why you are claiming that you are the owner of your body? If you are the owner, then you have the right to choose. For Krishna declares his parents. Krishna declares where you will appear. Krishna declares what will be the name of his parents. Everything is designed according to the plan of the Lord. That's why he is the Lord. We are not the Lord. Because we are not the controller. Why we are not the controller? Why? Because we are not the creator. We have not created anything. We manufacture. There is a difference between creating and manufacturing. We are the subsidiary creator. All the ingredients are supplied by the Supreme Creator. Brahma is the engineer of the universe, but he creates by the ingredients supplied by the Supreme Lord. Ingredients are not created by Lord Brahma. Ingredients are created by Supreme Lord. Everything comes from Krishna. Bhumirapo anala vayu khangmana buddhire vacha ahankara ityang me bhinna prakritir ashtadha. 5 gross elements, 3 subtle elements. Everything comes from Krishna. Then, what is the aparaya mitastannang prakriting viddhime param jiva bhutang mahabaho jayadang dharjate jagat. Then the spirit soul also is coming from where? Who is the source of the spirit soul? Mamoi bangsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Each and every living entity is the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So everything comes from Krishna. He is the source of everything. He also declares in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvang pravattate iti matta bhajante mang buddha bhava samannita. So Krishna is the source of everything. That's why he is the Supreme Controller. And because he is the Supreme Controller, he is the Supreme Owner. And because he is the Supreme Owner, he is the Supreme Enjoyer. Good news or bad news? It's a very bad news for the conditioned living entities. Why? I want to be the creator. I want to be the controller. I want to be the enjoyer. That's why Krishna created this facility of this material world to fulfill all of our desires. So coming back to the point, we think that we are the owner of these places because of the ignorance. That's why you have to come to the platform of knowledge. So crocodile was disturbed. Why? He thought that this elephant is the obstacle for his sense enjoyment. The friendship and enmity of this world is based on this principle. Who is our friend? Who can help me in my sense enjoyment is my friend. And who disturbs my sense enjoyment is my enemy. Who is the greatest enemy? Who tells me not to marry that girl? He is the greatest enemy. Enemy of the life. So don't make that mistake by advising someone not to marry a particular girl. Greatest enemy you will become. This is the world we live in. So everybody is thinking about their own sense enjoyment in a gross or subtle way. So crocodile felt very disturbed because he thought that the elephant has encroached his area. Encroachment. That boundary, the boundary of the lake was his area, but he has crossed that boundary and entered into that crocodile's area. And what is the result of that? Fight. The war, fight, conflicts happens. Why? It's my territory. Why you have taken my territory? Get out from there, here. So whole Kurukshetra war, why it happened? Territorial fights. Pandavas only wanted 5 villages. That was also refused. Right? What was Duryodhana's response? I will not give land. How much land I will not give? What will come out from the needle also? That much land also I will not give it to the Pandavas. Because he thought he is the supreme owner of everything. He wanted to become the Lord of the universe, like Hiranyakashipu. But Krishna was so humble. Although everything should be given to the Pandavas, but Pandavas was so broad-minded, so humble, so cooperative, that they proposed that we don't need the whole kingdom. Just give us 5 villages. That was also not given. That is the divine quality. We should be very cooperative. Cooperation is the divine quality. That's why Srila Prabhupada used to tell his disciple, that if you are to show your love to me, you should cooperate with each other when I am not there physically. That is the symptom of divine qualities, cooperation. But in this world, we don't cooperate. Why? Because we are very selfish by nature. We are thinking about ourselves only. So Kauravas were not willing to give 5 villages. And because of that, a big war took place. Why the big war took place? To establish dharma. Fight should be for establishing dharma. That is known as dharma yuddha. But nowadays, war is not based on the principle of dharma. There are some other principles behind the wars. But war should be fought to establish dharma. Krishna arranged the fight of Kurukshetra war to establish dharma. Because he comes into this world to establish dharma. Jada jadahi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sanastavanarthaya sambhavami. That is the purpose of Krishna's appearance in this world. So, crocodile and the elephant was in conflict. Why? Because of the territorial conflicts. And fight began for many, many years. Elephant was very, very powerful. Very, very powerful elephant. It's not the elephant whatever you see here. It's a huge and very, very powerful elephant. And he was fighting with crocodile. But although the elephant was so powerful, he was not able to defeat who? The crocodile. Why? Prabhupada is writing very wonderfully that crocodile is the animal of the water and elephant is the animal of the land. You should be in your place to become powerful. That is called area of strength. We have to identify what is our strengths. Success formula in life is that we should know what we can do, and we also should know, more important than that, what we cannot do. We should know our strengths At the same time, we should know, more importantly, our weaknesses. If we don't know that, then we'll be a failure in our lives. So, elephant, although he was very, very strong, but he was fighting in a wrong place. So, only strength is not enough. You have to also know where to fight. And you should also know the strength of your enemy. If you don't know, then what will happen? You will be defeated. So although elephant was very, very powerful and crocodile was not that powerful, but because the crocodile was in the water, he was also fighting very powerfully. Because she was in the crocodile was in a right place. Prabhupada writes, what kind of ashram we should choose? Ashram is like the place of fight. What is the purpose of ashram? To fight Maya. That's why you have to know whether you are in the category of elephant or you are in the category of crocodile. Some may be very good in Grihastha ashram and some may be very good in Brahmacharya ashram. They have to choose ashram properly. What is the purpose of choosing ashram? To fight Maya in a better way. The purpose of ashram is to fight Maya and to become Krishna conscious. But some may be elephant, they should be on the land. And those who are crocodile, they should be in the water. So some people may be very good in Grihastha ashram and some people can be very good in Brahmacharya ashram. The purpose is to fight over Maya. This is the lesson to be learned from this fight. And Prabhupada is wonderfully mentioning that point in the purport. And elephant was becoming very, very tired. Many, many years of fight. And he started thinking that I am going to lose. Then what he did? He started remembering the Lord. And he also remembered the prayers, what he learned in his previous life. And Prabhupada is writing, we should learn the prayers. And the best prayer in Kali Yuga is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you should not think that it will not be useful. He remembered Krishna because he practiced Krishna consciousness in his previous life. So Krishna consciousness is eternal. Neha vikrama nastasti pratyavayana vidyate salpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahata bhayat. Even a little devotional service can help us to come out from the greatest fear. What is the greatest fear? Degradation into lower species of life after death. When we perform devotional service, human form of life is guaranteed. That is the glory of devotional service. And if someone is not advanced in Krishna consciousness, gives up Krishna consciousness, what will happen? He will take birth in the family of a Brahmana or in the family of a rich person. Rich family or Brahmana family. Why? Because they are not so advanced in Krishna consciousness but need devotional service. But those who are advanced, almost achieved perfection but could not achieve perfection completely, what will happen to them? They will take birth in a Vaishnava family to complete whatever was left in his past life. So this is the glory of devotional service. Whatever we do, that will remain eternally. Eternal bank account. Devotional bank account is eternal bank account. Nobody can hack that bank account. Nobody has that power. But material bank account, karma bank account, anybody can be. Anybody can hack. And whether hack or not, it will be gone. It will be finished. You have to start from zero. Next life, zero balance. But devotional bank account, whatever you have, that will remain eternally. And when you start again, you will start with that amount. So therefore, devotional service is very, very powerful process. So example is Gajendra. And another symptom of a devotee is that when devotee is in difficulty, what he does? He takes shelter of the Lord. That is the symptom of a devotee. The devotees of Vrindavan, they are in difficulties, difficulty after difficulty, calamity after calamity, catastrophe after catastrophe, but they are not disturbed. Why? They are taking more and more, taking shelter more and more at the lotus feet of the Lord. So when we are in difficulties, we have to take shelter of the Lord. Same thing happened to Draupadi, right? Draupadi was supposed to be disrobed in the Kuru assembly. And such an insult for a lady. And she was praying, requesting all the members present there, nobody could help. Then she thought only shelter is Krishna, Govinda, Keshava, Madhava, Balaji. And she prayed very intensely. That time Krishna was there in Dwarka and talking to Rukmini Devi. Rukmini Devi told Krishna, you should go. Your great devotee is in big difficulty. He said, yes, I want to go, but I am thinking how to go. Which vehicle I'll take? Whether I should go by flight or by car. He was joking with Rukmini Devi. Then he said, oh, you don't know how to go? You always go with the Garuda. He said, yes, but somehow I lost faith in Garuda. How come? He said, he is very slow. Speed of Garuda is very high, okay? Then he said, how come? He is very high-speed vehicle. He said, no. When Gajendra was in difficulty, we'll come back to that. When Gajendra was in difficulty, I was riding on the Garuda. And I was telling Garuda, go faster, go faster. But every vehicle has speed limit, na? So Garuda crossed the maximum speed limit and Garuda broke down. And Krishna told Rukmini Devi, I had to carry Garuda on my shoulder. She was joking like that to Rukmini Devi. And after some time, Krishna disappeared and came back. Then Rukmini Devi asked, where did you go? Oh, I went to Hastinapur. How did you go? You are asking how to go, how to go. He said, no, I was just passing time with you, waiting for that moment. Which moment you are waiting for? I am waiting for the moment of full surrender of Draupadi. So when the moment she surrendered completely, and when tears were flowing from the eyes of Draupadi of full surrender, immediately I reached that place. And I declared Rukmini Devi, the fastest vehicle of my travel is the tears of the full surrender of my devotees. So that is the power of surrender. So here, elephant, the great elephant, devotee, Gajendra, took that process of surrender. And that is also recommended by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, surrender. Surrender is the most powerful means to attract the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And immediately, Krishna appeared into the scene, and with his powerful weapon, what was the weapon? Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra. Immediately, the crocodile was killed, and What happened to Gajendra? Gajendra was delivered. So both of them got the mercy. So I was hearing today a very interesting point. But first mercy was given to crocodile. Why? Because crocodile took shelter of the lotus feet of the devotee. So who receives the mercy first? Who takes shelter of the devotee. This is the lesson. So taking shelter of the Lord is very wonderful, but taking shelter of the devotee of the Lord is more powerful. That's why we should take shelter of the devotees of the Lord. And Huhu, he went back to his own abode of Gandharva Loka. And Gajendra went back to Vaikuntha. So, whoever is connected with the Lord, his destination will be uplifted. He will go up. That is the power of Krishna consciousness. In the battle of Kurukshetra, those who died, they all achieved higher destination. Not the same destination, but everybody got higher destination. Three kinds of destination. How many people died in the battle of Kurukshetra? 64 crores people. Three categories are mentioned by our acharyas. Those who are not Krishna conscious, those who are not able to see Krishna while dying in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they went to heavenly planets. That is the power of Kurukshetra. Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. Place of Dharma. But because they are not connected with Krishna, that's why they went to heavenly planets. But they got higher destination. Those who died seeing Krishna, thinking about Krishna in a negative way or in a neutral way, they achieved Sajujya Mukti, impersonal liberation. And those who were dying thinking Krishna favorably in a devotional attitude, they went back to Vaikuntha. Point to be noted, in order to go to Vaikuntha, we have to become devotees. So Gajendra went back to the spiritual world because he was a devotee. So practicing Krishna consciousness is very, very important because that will lead us to perfection in our life. And mercy of the Lord comes through his devotees. The curse by Agastya Muni to Gajendra was not a curse. It was a blessings in disguise. That's why we should not think that devotees are cursing. Devotees' curse is not a curse. It is always blessings. But apparently, externally, looks like it is a curse. Nal Kuber and Monigriv, two again from which planet? Which planet? They are from higher planets and they are enjoying with their girlfriends in the water pastime. Water pastime is very interesting, looks like. And they are also enjoying in the water without any dress. Narad Muni was flying through that place, but the girls became very cautious by seeing the sadhu. But these two gentlemen, Nal Kuber and Monigriv, were very absorbed in their enjoyment. They are like dal matter, very neutral to the presence of Narad Muni. So Narad Muni cursed them that you should become trees. Then they came into the senses. As soon as curse came out from the mouth of Narad Muni, they realized that they made a mistake. That is the quality of a great person also. The great people, they also make mistake, but immediately they realize their mistake. But problem with many of us is that we make mistake, but we don't accept mistake. Always justify, not rectify. If you justify, you cannot rectify. So don't try to justify the mistake. Accept the mistake and learn from the mistake and rectify the mistake and don't repeat the same mistake. That is a process. So Nalkubera Muni immediately surrendered to Narad Muni. He said, please bless us, how we can be delivered. He said, don't worry. You will take birth as trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, in Gokul, Vrindavan Dham. And when Krishna will appear, Krishna will deliver both of you. That is the boon both of them got from Narad Muni. So lesson to be learned, the curse of the devotees, especially the great devotees, is not a curse. It is the blessing in disguise. When someone is in contact with a great personality, whether in a positive way or negative way, they will be delivered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And same thing happened to Indradumna Maharaj. Although he had to become an elephant in his next life, but at the end of this life, he achieved the perfection and went back to Vaikuntha planet. That is the glory of devotee and devotional service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gajendra Moksha pastime ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare.